Alright, you guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. If you are new, it is Sierra. Sierra Nicole, as y'all know me best. I hope you guys can hear me for one thing, because I'm gonna be doing a story time, as you can tell by the title, on the time that I met up with a pedophile. And the reason why I have my microphone is because to this day, like, I'm the only one who knows about it. So yeah, and yeah, so I'm not really trying to have anybody else know about it except for y'all, but like in my household, you know. Also it's nighttime, so excuse me because my hair looks like this or whatnot, but yeah, I'm gonna try to like stand up telling the story time. Also, like, I think this lighting is better with my lights off. I'm not really sure, like, if I like it then I'll keep it like this, but if I think I should like change to my light being on, then I'll probably remake the video or just upload this video how it is, and then my next videos I'll use the light or whatnot. But yeah, so starting out, for starters, this was back when like Kick was like a big thing for a lot of people, which wasn't that long ago. I think I was probably like in my probably like 6 maybe or whatnot, and Kick was very like popular for a lot of people. So yeah, so during that time, like, I like during that time, like, I was very like vulnerable. Like, I was very during that time, like, I was very vulnerable. Like, you could tell me that like it was pigs falling from the sky and I'll believe you, but just because like you're cute or whatnot. Like, that's how I was, and it was bad, but that's how I was. So I was very open. Like, I didn't know about like catfishes or anything like that. I didn't know like that was like an actual thing. I didn't know that. I thought everybody was real and they weren't like using anybody else's name they weren't supposed to be, or pictures or whatnot. I thought the world was just an innocent place and everything like that, but it was not. So I was on Kick or whatnot, and I should have known better. But like I said, I think I was like in 3rd grade, maybe I was probably in 4th, maybe 3rd or 4th. I wouldn't give it 5th, but it might have been 5th. I'm not sure. But my parents, like, I'm like a very like spoiled child, if that makes sense. Like, I'm very spoiled, and like I'm very much sheltered. So like, I don't know, like, I'm like I'm the one that has, like, out of my friend group, I'm probably like the one that has the like, I lack the street smarts and I have the more educational smarts, because I haven't like had to like be out in the streets doing stuff that I wasn't supposed to be doing, or like I just did not have the parents who like taught me that, because I was always sheltered. You know, like, I never had to like, at a young age, like, I never had to like learn about that stuff early or anything like that, because if anything was to happen to my parents, I had my big brother to depend on, and that he was doing like very well or whatnot. So yeah, now I have to learn about it. But anywho, like I said, I was very much sheltered, and like I just really didn't like know too much about it. So what happened was, I was on Kick or whatnot, and you know how you could like join like little groups or whatnot. Like, I would go through them, like, trying to find like groups to join or whatnot, like, you know, making new friends, all that kind of stuff, because like, make new friends, you know, that's what the motto is, to make new friends. So that's what I would try to do. And when I did that, like, I mean, like, I didn't meet like any harmless people in the groups, but I started listening to this group that like been like they've been they been stopped making music. Like, I don't even remember like what year their last song was made, but y'all know Miley's Behavior. So like I was like listening to them, and I'm thinking that they were still like active. They were still an active group and things like that. And so I would try to like look for, and I would try to like look for like a kick that they like, if they had a kick or whatnot, which I'm pretty sure they probably did or they didn't. I'm not sure. I don't know. They probably didn't, but I would try to look for their kick, and I never found it. So not the real one anyways. But like, of course, we all called that number at the end of Hello, that song. We've all called that number, trying to see if that number works. And we know it don't work, but yeah. So I would just be trying to find the kick. So like I'm a very determined person. So like, if like I'm on an assignment that I really want to like figure out, I'm gonna be determined to continue trying to figure that out. And that's how I was. Like, I was like every day like trying to figure, okay, what's their real name? Like, I could probably type that in and maybe that'll pop up or something of that sort, but it never like happened. So I'm not gonna lie, it did. Like, so like I would text like the accounts or whatnot that weren't theirs, and like I either wouldn't get a response, or like the conversation would be cut short or something of that sort. So one day I typed it in and whatnot, and I came like the group photo had came up, and I'm like, oh, this might be them. Another day of my stupid self, my young, very much dumb to the fact brain. So I text him. I'm like, hey, like, is this the actual Miley's Behavior group? And like, I gotta respond, and like I'm not gonna lie, I gotta respond in like, I want to say 5 hours, because like, you know, and that's what made me think like that it was real, because I got a response like so fast. I mean, not so fast, but like it was slower, but like it was, you know, like what the time that I would expect them to respond, like 5 hours later. But maybe even a day or two later. So I'm like, hey, is this the actual Miley's Behavior? Da, da, da. And then they were like, yeah, like, you know, you won, you know, like you're the winner. We had a contest to see who could find our kick, and whoever found our kick could have a video chat or meetup or whatever. And I'm like, oh really? My dumb self. So I'm like, oh really? And then they're like, yeah, but you're the winner, so you can choose between having a meetup or we could just, you know, like video chat. And I'm like, well, okay, video chat is good, but if I meet them in person, like, that'd be like the better thing, 'cause like I could actually hug one of them or like get an autograph or something, hoping for something amazing, I guess. You know. And it did not happen that way. So I was like, okay, we can do a meetup. And they were like, okay, like, where do you want to meet up at? So I was trying to find somewhere that was like, I guess you could say famous or known to the fact. There could be known to the fact from where like I live. And we have a Rigsby's. I want to say it's about 30 minutes from my house. Like from where I live at, it's about 30 minutes. Yeah, so I was like, okay, we can go to, I can meet up at the Rigsby's. So I was like, okay, we can do the Rigsby's. I don't have I wish I had the messages, but I don't anymore. But I was like, okay, so we can meet up at the Rigsby's and blah 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 blah. And so I was like, well, can I get both? Like, can I get like the video chat and the meetup? They were like, no, you can only choose one. And they were like, if you choose the video, like, they were like trying to make me choose the meetup one, because they kept saying like, whoever, like, the dude kept on saying like, okay, well, if you get the video chat, then we're not gonna be able to video chat you for like a week or so. Or if you get the video chat one, we're not going to be able to like really show our face or anything, and you're not going to be able to like take pictures or anything. And like I said, the most like I was not thinking at the time, I was just excited to the fact. And I was like, oh, like I'm really gonna be able to like see them. Is what I'm doing. I'm gonna just get the meetup because it's quicker. They can do it quicker, and I can see them faster. And blah 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 blah. So the day of the meetup comes, and I planned it perfectly because that day I knew we were going to Rigsby's with the school. And like when you get to, like when you go with the school, like they tell you like a set time that you have to be back or whatnot. And half of us, of course, had phones that we could take with us. So, and we had like chaperones that were supposed to be with like groups or whatnot. But like I would like text and be like, hey, I'm here. I'm in the arcade area. And they were like, oh, okay, that's cool. They was like, we're almost there. It was like meet us in the bowling alley or whatnot, which was crazy to me because how do you know it has a bowling alley? Now that I think about it, how did you know it had a bowling alley if you never been there or if you never heard about it? And even if like you looked it up at the time, like online, it didn't have pictures of the bowling alley. It just had pictures of the skating rink, the arcade, and like the eating place and the outside, of course. So I'm like, okay, blah, 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 blah. And so they got there. Well, he got there and came in, and I'm just like so anxious. I'm like, y'all, like, I'm like so anxious. I'm like, you know, I'm finally finna meet them. I'm finna do something that anybody else ever done before. Yes, you know, and period. And what about it? So, I saw him and whatnot, and I mean, like, I didn't like notice him. Like, that's not who I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody else. But I noticed him, and I walked past him, like, excuse me, and I went on to like the bathroom or whatnot. And they were like, okay, we're in the bowling alley. So I went to like I told the lady, our chaperone, I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. She was like, okay, just be back here quickly. And I'm like, okay, cool. So instead of going to the bathroom, I went to the bowling alley. So anywho, because we weren't supposed to be going to the bowling alley, we could only go in like the skating part and the arcade part. The bowling alley, of course, like was for like other people or whatnot. And that wasn't a part of our contract. So I went in the bowling alley, and like the man was like in there, and I'm like, okay, you're not in here. And so like I kind of like started noticing it because like every time I would text, like 2 minutes later, like he'll look down at his phone and and be texting, and like once he looks up, I get a new message from them, and then it's like I would respond back, and then he'd look down again, and like then he'll look back up, and I get a new message, and I would like then like I started like really thinking like, okay, is that him, or like is it just a coincidence? My naive self, I'm like, that's just a coincidence, you know, it happens all the time. Boom. Well, when I figured out that like it was him, because he texted me, and I was like, I don't see you guys. He was like, well, I see you. And then I'm like, okay, where y'all at? And then he was like, we're right in front of you. And then I'm looking, and like he was like the only one that was in front of me. Mind y'all, this man looked old. He was old. He was like scrawny. Like he wasn't scrawny, like he was old, and like he was just like ugly, and like he really did, like he looked like he just came out of prison. Honestly, like he looked like he just like did like years in prison for child molestation or something. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh my god, like this is really him. Mind you guys, it was only me and him in there because when nobody else in there, and I wasn't supposed to be in there, so it was only me and him in there. And I was sitting like at the other end of like the door. So I'm like, oh my freaking god, like I hope I'm faster. Like mind you guys, I've always been chunky. I've always been chunky, like ever since I was born. Like ever since I was a baby, I've been chunky. So it's been like kind of harder for me to run because I'm chunky, and it's like I don't know if I get there, but I'm gonna try to get there. So I kind of played it smart, and like I started like to move, and every time I would move, like I would move and like try to go to like the bowling thing or whatnot to make it seem like I wasn't like really worried about it, or if I didn't look at my phone message or whatnot, because like I think at the time like you had like the thing where it was like you could say if you read it or not, and so I would like keep mine on delivered only, like you can only see if it was delivered and not read. So like eventually I guess he figured out that I knew about it, and like he started like moving closer. Like he would get up and he'd like move to like the other like booth. Like he'll move like closer to me as possible. So I didn't end up getting in trouble by the school, but like it was only minor. Like my mama, like nobody knew about it because it was only minor. But like we were like in there, and I was like so scared, you guys. So like I wanted to run, but like I was scared if I ran he was gonna catch up with me and like grab me or something and like drag me out, because there's two doors in the bowling alley. There's one that goes like into like the rest of the Rigsby's, and then there's another door that goes like outside, is what I remember. And I felt like he was gonna take me out that other door, and like I was so scared. So what had happened was I had texted my friend, and I told her, I said, tell on me. And she was like, what? I said, tell on me. Tell the chaperone that I'm in the bowling alley instead of with y'all, instead of in the bathroom. And she was like, why are you in the bowling alley? I said, just do it. Like, hurry up and do it. So she told on me, and the lady came and got me out. And then like when she realized what was going on, she like quickly snatched me out of there. And I don't think like she knew like the whole backstory, but I think she knew what he was up to, because like she quickly snatched me out of there. And I'm like, oh my freaking gosh. So he ended up like coming out of there or whatnot, but like the whole rest of the time, like he would be like when I turn around, like he'll be following me, or like when we played laser tag, like he'll be playing laser tag too. And like I just felt like so uncomfortable that whole time. So that's the first time that's the first time. I don't know, I really did need my behind, which trust me, believe me, I did get with the second time. So know that. So anywho, the second time, which is what they think is the first time, but the second time is I was back on Kick or whatnot, and I'm trying to find them for real. Oh, I'm like, okay, this time I'm not gonna get, I didn't know what catfish meant, so I said, excuse me, I was like, I'm not gonna get played again. So I was on there, whatever, and I found August, I think that's his name, the Rock Royal of the group. And so I found it like with his real name and stuff, which is what I thought it was. So I'm like texting the dude or whatever, and he's like responding like really fast, and I'm like, oh, okay, this might be him for real. And so I'm like, send me a picture of you, because I'm not falling for that again. I'm like, send me a picture of you. So she sends it, my dumb self not knowing that there's pictures on the internet of these people individually. So I'm like, oh, is you for real? I'm like, send me a video of you. And he's not knowing there's videos on the internet of these people. I did not know screen recording was a thing. I did not know recording was a thing. I did not know that. So like on the Androids, you had like them the apps that you can download to screen record. I did not know that. So he was me. I'm like, oh my god, it's really you. It's really you. It's really you. My dumb self. So mind you guys, keyword is Rigsby's, okay? Rigsby's. So I was like, okay, I really want to meet you in real life. I love you. I listen to all your music, and I listen to like the whole group. I really want to take a picture with you. Cause really Princeton was my crush, but Rock Royal was like my secret crush. Like if like I had like Rock Royal would be my sneaky link, but Princeton would be my boyfriend. Anyways, but yeah, that's how it would be. So he was like, okay, well, where you want to meet at? He was like, oh, you want to meet at the Risby's? Well, how do you know there's a now that I think about it, well, how do you know it's a Risby's down here? How do you know where I live? How do you know this if I haven't even told you where I lived? How do you know this if I never even told you that we had a Rigsby's? How do you know I want to meet at Rigsby's? How do you know we have a Rigsby's? And so I'm like, oh yeah, we can meet at Rigsby's. So I went to Rigsby's with a friend actually. And yeah, I went with a friend, and I was like, yeah, we can meet up that day. I had already like planned it out. I planned it out in correspondence with me meeting him. So we went there or whatnot. We were there doing the regular, like whatever. And boom, the same guy is there, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go through this again. I'm like, why is he even here? Why is he always here when I come here? Like, what is wrong with him? Like, how is he here when I'm here? So this time, like, I took a different part, and it was not in the bowling alley. Excuse me. But it's not in the bowling alley. It's I told him to meet me like by like where the laser tag is, and I said we can play laser tag together. Like just come in and suit up, and then when we get in there and I can see you, like I find you, whatnot. And he was like, okay, cool. He was like, right now I'm in here playing pool, and we couldn't like go in that little. I think it was pool. Like, yeah, we couldn't go in that area because like you had to be like 21 and over, I think, to go in there. I don't know, but so I didn't think about that either. So I'm thinking that he's like 16, 17, something. So I go to laser tag and all that, and I'm with my friends. So not only did I put myself in jeopardy, I put my friends in jeopardy too. So everybody's getting like suited up and stuff like that, and we needed like one more person. So then like 5 minutes later, we just waiting on somebody to come in, and he walks in, like the same guy, and I'm like, oh my freaking gosh, like now I have to wait until like the next round because he's not even in here. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So we play or whatever, and we get done playing, and I get back in line to do laser tag again, but I'm like, okay, where are you at? And he was like, I played laser tag with you, I played with you. And I'm like, mind you guys, like I was never like really getting hit. Like I was getting hit a lot, but like I never saw who was hitting me. And he was like, I kept hitting you, like you didn't even turn around to see. And I'm like, I turned around multiple times to see who was hitting me, and it was like, I was playing with you, I really was. And then I'm like, well, take a picture of where you're at. So he took a picture, and like it didn't have his face in it or anything like that. It just had like the picture of like his back camera. So he was by like the if you guys never been in Rigsby, you don't know, but if you had, then he was like by like the food court. So I went over there and whatnot, and this man is literally standing there, and he's looking dead at me. Like I cannot like give the look, but like he was looking at me. I know I look Asian, but he was looking at me like. That's why he was looking at me for real. And I'm like, oh hell no, not again. So I text, of course, to make sure, and he looks down and starts texting me, and I'm like, you know what, I'm finna bounce. So I went, and like luckily, like every time we go, they say that you have to have a chaperone or like a parent or a guardian with you, because of reasons like that. Because like, I'm sorry you guys, because like that's like an open place. It's an open place that like anybody can come into. It doesn't matter what age you are or anything. You can come in there and you can play games. If you have money, If you have a car, like it's an open free area. You can skate, bowl. Now you got a water park, a putt, a go-kart, all of that. So it's like, not a go-kart. Is it go-karts? I don't know if it's no, it's not go-kart. It's the other one. The racing. I forgot what it's called. Don't judge me. But yeah, like you got all of that now, and like then like it was only like minimum. So when I saw, I ran, like I literally ran, and I was like, I'm ready to go. 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 And whatever she did, like I was like right behind her, right up under her. Matter of fact, like her mom would like walk off and go somewhere else, and I'd be like, "Can I walk with you?" She was like, "Yeah, sure." Like she was kind of like annoyed because I was walking with her, but I didn't care because I was not, no, this man was not finna snatch me. So I ended up like coming home, and apparently my sister figured out what like was going on, and she told my mom like what was going on. My mom, like when I got home, she took my phone and she went through like all my kick messages and everything, and she was like, do you not know that this man, like, and literally like, it was a picture of him already like wanted. So do you not know that this man is wanted in almost 4 states for like for being a pedophile? And she said, do you not know that? Like she said, this man is wanted for child molestation still, and that only happened like a few days ago. And I'm like, because he's meeting these girls online pretending that he's somebody else and he's not, and boom, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like the thing is that like he'd rape them. I don't know if I can say rape, but I'm sorry, YouTube, I'm sorry. He would like tamper with them, and then like, you know, like that's what he would do. And I felt so bad because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I was so naive and trying to find these boys that I put my own safety and my whole friends, my whole school basically in jeopardy because I wanted to meet this group that I'm never in my life going to meet. And so after that, I'm not gonna lie, I cried for a few days because I'm like, dude, like I really wanted to find you, I really wanted to talk to you, I really wanted to take a picture with you, and I never got to take my picture because my dumb self wanted to sit there and meet up with pedophiles. So yeah, that happened. Mind you guys, I got a whooping for that because my mama, like, she always told me like to never like talk to people that I don't know and all that, and I did it anyway. So I got my behind tore up for that. Best believe I got my behind tore up. And like when I got a whooping, it was in my brother's room, which is like the room that we made up for my brother, like for his remembrance. It's in that room, which is the room he normally, like what he stayed at originally when we moved here. And that was where I stayed in like after he moved out. But anywho, so like when I got a whipping, like it's like a vent like right by the bed, and like I cut my foot. Like I don't have anything like to show you guys, but okay, pretend like this is my foot, okay? And like from here on across where my toes or however toes are made, like right up under here, like from my you know, this is your like the big toe, the second toe, third toe, you know, but like right in between the second toe and the third toe, like down that middle, like so like the middle of my foot was like split open because I cut myself on the vent from getting a whipping, and it was like split open all the way, and like I could not like really walk on my foot like that. Like I had to wrap it up. And like I felt so bad because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I was literally in shock for like days and days and days, which this is gonna be another story time, but which led me to start like doing that on my own, like not being a pedophile or nothing, but like pretending to be somebody. But that's what like led to me doing that on my own. But I don't do it anymore, but I did at one point. And I got a whooping for that too. But yeah, I got plenty of whoopings in my days, okay? But yeah, that's me another story time. But yeah, and like that's just like a story time, like to let y'all know. It wasn't like an interesting story time really, but it was just a story time like to let y'all know, like Do not be talking like this is like common sense. Do not talk to somebody you don't know. Don't try to meet up with somebody that you have never like FaceTime with, or you don't know them like that good enough to like meet up with them or something like that, because you can like see somebody and be like, okay, they're valid, they're real, but like they're crazy in the head, and you will never know that until like push come to shove. So just more of the story, the internet is a dangerous place, especially Kik. Kik was like I'm not gonna say the first, but like it was like the top app that everybody had, and you know, like that was the most dangerous app to even have at that time. So yeah, and that's the story of that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this story. And with that being said, please make sure that you like, make sure that you comment, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Please make sure that you guys subscribe, because if you don't subscribe, then you're disgusting. You're nasty. Like you eat bull's milk. Okay? You eat bull's milk if you do not subscribe to me, or like this video, or comment what you want to see next. You eat bull's milk. Okay? Period. So yeah, and with that being said, I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Please make sure you made it to the end of this video, comment this emoji, as you already know, and that's it. See you guys in my next video. Bye.